I got a really great question today. They were asking if there's any info on kids lifting weights while going through growth spurts and what our recommendations are if we see kids or identify kids in our classes that are growing rapidly. First, we need to establish that organizations such as the American Academy of Pediatrics recommend strength training for children as young as 7. These organizations say strength training is safe for kids if two conditions are met. First, the coaches working with youth be trained specifically to work with youth. The coaches need to understand the developing human to understand what is and is not appropriate for kids. That just makes so much sense. Secondly, the program needs to be specifically designed for kids. In other words, not just taking an adult program and assigning less sets, reps, or lowering the weight. We're talking about specifically designing the work being done with the child's development in mind. So let's dive into this because I feel this question perfectly outlines why these organizations and researchers in youth strength and conditioning say these two parameters are important to keeping kids safe while strength training. It's generally expected that kids ages 12 to 18 will begin moving weights and in some cases heavy loads. Because of this, it is critical that the youth coach be aware that this group goes through dramatic physical changes. These changes surround what's called peak height velocity and peak weight velocity. We generally identify this time as a growth spurt. We need to be cognizant that during this time of PHV and PWV, there can be associated loss of motor control. We will see this expressed as clumsiness, awkwardness, lack of coordination in a kid where this stuff just didn't present before. We need to be hyper vigilant for any child in our Excel or team group that shows signs of a growth spurt or begins to have problems with movements they've previously mastered. So let's look at it like this. A child going through a growth spurt is really a child coming into your gym inhabiting a body that they're not used to and they're not in control of. This clumsiness or movement awkwardness can be a problem, of course, for a child when they're lifting weights. So what can we do? Well, we need to be proactive. Watch for the signs we've just discussed. Talk to the kids. Ask them things like, "Are you tired today?" which can be a sign that they're growing. If you see signs of a growth spurt, decrease the loads. Use lighter weights and higher reps. Change the focus to tier 0 and tier 1 movements and increase mobility work during this critical time frame. We recommend 3 things. Be vigilant and proactive, decrease load, and decrease the movement complexity. If you have any questions or you would like to see some of the research on this topic, let me know. You can reach me at jeff@thebrandixmethod.com.